Order in the court. Judge Judy with JW
My hand on the
here.
Bible?
Yeah.
Yes.
Oh, no, you're not JW, you're JD today, just John Deere.
John Deere.
John Wayne's at home.
Compliments of our riding mower.
All right.
Well, what'd you get for the four-wheeler? They didn't throw nothing
Yeah,
in
they're
for
kind
it.
of squeaky. They didn't like. They didn't like the way the
The deal went down.
out the door price was.
You got a good enough price, you don't need any
No
goodies.
hats.
No code.
But they did loan us the trailer.
Oh, yeah.
So, we've got Mr. Joel JW, the maintenance man here with a, what did, I don't have my agenda, what's the call today? What are we talking about?
Talking about the maintenance department,
Oh.
scheduling and potential.
Reorganization discussion.
Yeah.
You have a proposal for reorganizing.
Well, what I would like to do, I don't know if I've mentioned it to you. You might have heard it through the wind, but in July I'm going to turn 62, and I'd like to collect my Social Security, all of it, as much as I can get. And with being that, I'm going to have to cut my hours back a little bit, cut my pay back a little bit, quite a bit, but I don't care about that. And to sum it up short, real quick, it's not going to jeopardize, compromise the quality of my work or the quantity. Still do the job, get it done. And what I've proposed is working at a rate of 1092, and it was 1,560 hours a year.
$10.92 times
Yeah.
how many hours?
1560, I believe, comes out to just about 17 grand.
Mm-hmm.
I can make a maximum of $17,040 a year and still collect all the Social Security that I'm due at 62 years old. And that's 30 hours a week.
Yeah, that equals $17,035.20.
Yeah.
And how many hours?
1560.
1560. During the summer months, I mean, that's really not even an issue.
That's 30 hours a week, basically.
Yeah, 30 hours. There's still a lot of work to be done in the warmer weather. There's lots of maintenance to be done. But, you know, when you don't have to deal with the weather, it's just get it done. I don't have to worry about the boilers. The boilers are all shut down, both of them. During the wintertime, what I would do is I will schedule my hours according to weather, which is pretty much what I do now anyway. You know, I look at the weather forecast every day, probably 2-3 times a day, because it changes. I got to know what I'm going to do tonight. I mean, I had half the ice melt thrown already last night before I walked out of here, because you don't know. You know, oh, we're going to get a light snow, you know, and next thing I do, I wake up in the morning, I got 7 inches in my driveway, and I'm sweating bullets because, oh gosh, you know, and out the door I go. So, as far as adjusting my schedule in the winter, you know, that will be dictated by the weather. I'll still do the majority of the plowing because it's a knack. You know, there's a knack to it, getting on a piece of machinery, you know, and knowing how to use the blade. And even if something as simple as a four-wheeler, you still got to have a knack in knowing how to where to have that blade on the concrete so you're not hitting every rise and dip and being able to clear it at the same time in a timely manner. And then just schedule my days off accordingly, and then just have somebody backing up to, you know, if you feel like it's necessary to have somebody here 40 hours, which I really haven't discussed with you at length, and just get somebody between now and July who will be willing to commit to those extra hours. Keith still wants to do what he's doing. He just doesn't want the commitment of his
Being
schedule.
here every day.
I just had him here, I just had him here a day before yesterday. I had to leave a couple hours early. We were getting a new fridge, so I had to get home and meet them, let them in, and so on. So he doesn't mind coming in at a moment's notice. He doesn't mind doing that at all. The only concern I have is to make sure that there is somebody here that is not afraid to, you know, if a pipe starts leaking, you know, they're not afraid to, you know, climb underneath the building with a flashlight, find the inside valve instead of panicking. But I don't see that it's an issue really. The quality of my work's not going to change. Everything's going to get done. Budget's going to be looked after. And then I guess all I have now is to take your questions.
So, I guess the main thing would be the opening up and closing up every day.
So Sherry's not interested in adding a couple hours to her day, or do you know?
She's not going to come without without fear of losing her, which we don't want to do.
No.
We don't want to ask her to come back in the afternoon. No. We don't want to do that. That's probably just not in our best interest as the county. During the summertime, my hours could be adjusted accordingly to where Sherry could open the building up, and then I could come in a little later and close the building down during the warm months. During the winter,
And Keith, in the spring or summer, he doesn't want a regular, every Monday and Friday work and do that, and you work Tuesday, Wednesday, or whatever, he doesn't want to commit to.
that's really kind of a phenomenon. He doesn't mind working at all. He doesn't mind being here. It's just that it's something about being scheduled that. Yeah. I don't know why. I can call him on a moment's notice. Boom! He's here in 15 minutes.
He's retired.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, and that's what you're looking at too. That's
Well,
but at least I mean, you
retiring.
Yeah.
I still want to work. I still want to do
Yeah.
this job till I'm about 66.
Yeah.
My wife's going to work till she's 66, so I'm not going to sit at home and not work.
Is that when you get the max?
No, once I put in my claim at 62, that's what I get.
No, I know it, but I mean at 66, when you get the max.
Then you can work as much as you want without
Yeah.
having to.
66 or I think 70.
Yeah,
I think it's 70 on that, but don't quote me on that. My wife can't get my half on her claim until she works to be 66. So what I'm getting right now, in order for her to get half of that, she's got to work till she's 66.
Okay. Well, I'm not against it.
So
I
we
think
could,
it's worth a
I
try.
guess, advertise to see if anybody is interested in. I know you had mentioned someone.
Yeah, but I got a little concerned about that.
Okay.
If you want to hear it, I'll
Well, we can't
express it.
really name names, but
Yeah, this individual, I didn't understand everything, but I was looking at their employment history here, and it seems like the person's kind of bounced around, and now that individual didn't get hired by somebody
Yeah.
else. That's a little bit of concern.
well,
and
that wasn't. There was a number that didn't.
Yeah.
For various reasons. So.
it's obviously there was a RIF, reduction in force, and I've seen those happen, been involved in them, and oftentimes the RIFs come from we gotta get rid of the weak links,
Yeah.
So, and then the other thing is the person's got to be able to do this job and maintain it the way I do.
Mm-hmm.
There can't be a breakdown and a compromise on how much and what they can get done and what they can't get done. And when something comes up, they got to be able to handle it. And this one particular individual, I don't know him, never met him, But I understand the individual's a little bit older than me, and it would, I don't know. I don't know if he could do that. But I'd have to meet him personally, and I have to see, what he can do. That's kind of where I'm at on that. I'm trying to cover both ends of this.
Yeah.
I want to make sure that the county's taken care of, but I'm trying to get something accomplished myself. I want to work for another 4 years, and I feel like right now I can go long time full steam the way I am right now. What I want to do is I want to get my money back from the federal government.
Better hurry up.
I kind of got something going on there. You know what I mean? I just want to get my money back.
Better hurry up.
Yeah. Fortunately, I'm in the position where I will get mine. I know you are too.
Yep, got a call this week.
What good girl.
Got to get my first one in May.
Good girl. So that's where it's at there. And if the 30 hours a week, and I think you said you ran the numbers, the money that I'm going to the income that I'm going to forfeit or forego way more than cover insurance. I mean, way. Insurance is $700 a month, $8,400 a year, and I'm going to be giving up a lot more than that. So there really won't be a hit as far as, well, now he's only working 30 hours a week and we're paying his insurance. And at least it's offset. There's not an issue there. So it's just really getting somebody and making sure that they can do the job.
Well, we can advertise for a 2-hour a day.
As long as somebody, and even if this one individual that's been mentioned, if he can do it, that's okay. I just don't want to have a weak link in the chain.
Are you proposing he'd come down every day just for less hours, or are you proposing he'd work all your hours in 1, 2, 3, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, and then give the rest to a fill-in? Or are you saying?
I would do whatever suits the county best.
Mm-hmm.
That's first and foremost.
So are you like asking us then? Because if that's the option, I think you should be here every day,
Okay.
just less hours.
Okay.
I mean, unless there's something comes up and you can't do it or.
Well, I would like to be off another day a week. I'm sorry, I didn't mention that, so
No,
I'm
you
glad
didn't.
you brought that up.
Okay.
I would like to be off one extra day a week.
So 4 days a week,
Yeah.
Monday through Thursday.
Or Tuesday through Saturday. Probably better Monday through
I
Thursday,
think
because
so,
then
too.
everything's taken care of.
Yeah.
Friday's just a
If
sale.
anything's gonna have gone wrong, you'll find it on Monday and.
That's right.
Yeah.
And on top of that, I'm still calling. If I have to come in, I have to come in. I can
Right.
comp time it. And
Yeah.
and then adjust my schedule
Right.
accordingly. And you
Yeah.
guys won't have to worry about that. You're just not gonna have to.
Mm-hmm.
If I ever see something where I can't do something, you're gonna be the first to know.
Okay.
I'll never let anything like that happen. I've been working too long.
Well, you're not alone there.
Yeah. Well, I guess I should clarify that. I've been in responsible positions too many times to just let the ball drop. Kind of trained.
I think Monday through Thursday would be fine with me.
Okay.
Give it a try anyway and see what happens.
During the warm months, it's really a no-brainer. It's just the plowing, and I would prefer probably to do most all the plowing. There's too much work to do around here. It's too much responsibility. We can't have people with the potential to have injuries, whether it's public or whether it's employees.
Yeah.
It just has to be taken care of. So that's all going to be taken care of. And if I feel like if I'm burdened down and I get overwhelmed or something like that, I would be the first to tell you. I don't see that happening. So then it's just a matter of, if you folks see that it's okay, it's just getting somebody here that, besides having Keith as a backup, which I think that's a good plan, because he's a good guy.
Right, yeah.
And he doesn't
Yeah,
mind.
that's good.
Mhm.
He's kind of iffy in the potential disaster area, like you and I had going on,
Mhm.
where, all he would have had to do is climb under the
Over
building,
leak over at
where
the
there was a ton of
library.
room. He could have gone in on his hands and knees, that's how much room there is, walked up, climbed back there with a flashlight, turned the valve off, but I had to pay somebody an hour's worth of wages to come do it.
Well, I guess we can advertise to see if anybody's interested
Yeah,
for
like 1 day a week or whatever. it
one
is.
day a week or fill in and, okay?
4 days.
8 times 4, 32, so
Yeah.
that'd be-
Oh, I don't care, 32 is fine.
that's not gonna put you, oh, you're just gonna kind of wiggle your,
Well, then we'll have to drop down to 1024 an hour. And
Oh.
1664.
oh, I gotcha,
Hours.
I gotcha. Mhm.
And like I said, money isn't the issue here.
Okay,
And that's
it's not
still-
often we have people coming in here asking for a cut in pay.
But we'll take it.
Yeah.
Well,
Yeah,
yeah, it's obvious, the details, it really, I need to keep working.
Yep.
I can't be out having fun and playing while Mama's working, so
yeah.
that's just not a good example.
All right, JW, and I guess we'll,
So the 1664, as far as the hours go per year, and 1024 an hour, and I'd be working 32 hours a week and take Fridays off. And during the winter, my days off will be scheduled accordingly to the weather. And then if you all can come to an agreement on it, then that would take effect right around my birthday, July 30th.
Well, that'll be new budget time anyway, so.
Mhm.
Yeah, because I'm gonna put in early just like you did. So I want to have all my ducks in a row when that gets going, because I don't want to give them one extra day I don't have to.
Okay. So do we need a motion to accept his offer?
have it out here.
You need an agenda.
This possible action item. I guess it's possible action, we can take some action and make our plan, huh?
Yeah. I assume y'all want to chat it over a little bit.
No,
No, I should have no more chat.
Yep.
Oh,
well, actually,
if there's a
we-
motion and a second, then we can have
Yeah.
discussion.
I would make a motion that we accept Joel's offer of reducing his hours to 32 hours a week at 22?
1024.
1024.
Yeah, I think that's the dollar amount, and 1664 hours a year.
Okay.
And then we have to find someone that's a little more concrete in the being responsible for maintenance.
Okay.
Okay,
9 times out of 10, nothing's gonna happen when they're here.
right.
But, they gotta be able to look at a boiler and say, hey, PSI's too high on this, why did it shut off? We're low on water. They gotta be able to see that.
Yeah. I'll
Okay.
second that.
32 hours a week, 1024 an hour, 1,664 hours a year.
Yeah, and that keeps me right under where I need to get, so I can get my full amount.
Okay.
And keeping my benefits too, right?
Yep.
Are we all good on
Especially
that?
with 32 hours a
Yes.
week, that makes, yeah.
Does that you feel a little more legit?
Yeah.
I think
You're-
that's what the policy man.
Yeah.
Oh, is it? I didn't look.
Yeah. Your annual sick leave will go according to your hours.
It'll be-
but
yeah,
That's
proportion.
that's the only thing that would change.
Oh, I don't care about
Yeah.
that.
So-
Whatever, so it's prorated based on.
Right,
Okay.
yeah.
Okay, that's fine.
Yeah.
Not a problem.
So we have a motion and we have a second. And now, any further discussion? Well, we don't normally do this, but I think it's okay because you have been taking care of business with very little to no oversight, so I think that's probably why we're willing to bend over a little backwards here for you.
Well, I really appreciate it. I'll take good care of the budget, just like I do. You know.
Mhm. So, we'll take a vote then. All in favor of the motion, say aye.
Aye.
Aye, any opposed?
Right on. I'll get out of your hair so you can get to important stuff.
Okay. Sorry I was late, but now we're here with Emily and the CDBG Revolving Loan Fund Board meeting. Possible action item. Hello.
Hi, thank you all for coming today. As you know, back in July of 2017, we submitted a grant on behalf of Superior Meats for the county. That was not approved. Some of the portions, we had a call with the Department of Commerce, conference call with the commissioners and Representative Finley Wogie and business owner Jerry Stroop. And we came up with some issues within the grant application that we are trying to amend. One of those was the retirement of debt. The amount of that was $95,921.27. The Department of Commerce did not feel comfortable covering that cost. They didn't feel that that was a portion of the grant fund's purpose. So today I'm asking that we include that portion in our already approved amount of $79,900. It will be two separate contracts. One will be providing match for the grant, and the other is just to help Jerry retire that debt so that he can move on with his project. So I guess any questions?
Is that the only holdup?
That, and they wanted us, I took out the retention portion of the grant. The main purpose was we were going to create 10 jobs and retain 3 more or 7 half-time positions, which would have been a total of 13. With the amount that we're asking, which is $189,715, we do not any longer need that retention portion in there. So to alleviate some of the I guess administration costs on that and the reporting, we're dropping that portion out and we're just doing with the 10 created jobs. That will help Jerry so that he doesn't have to spend a lot of time on.
That's what you're alluding to in here.
Yep.
Okay.
Yep. And so those two things were the main issue, is the retention. They wanted a direct link from the grant funds to those jobs. And during the conference call, it was expressed that, Jerry's not in the business of getting rid of employees. Mm-hmm. He wants to keep them. He hasn't been getting rid of anybody. So it would have been really hard to link the direct impact of the money to those retained employees because he never intended on getting rid of them in the first place.
Okay.
Emily, when I was over at Mako there, I had lunch with a bigwig from Department of Commerce. His name was Sean Becker, and I, for the life of me, couldn't remember the name of the gal that we were dealing with.
AC Rothenbucher.
Letter A, letter C,
Yep.
and then what was the rest?
Rothenbucher.
Okay.
Yeah, it was about this long, wasn't it?
So
Yeah.
he gave me his card, so I thought maybe I'd call him and say that, okay, we got this thing resubmitted. I gave him from my recollection of the whole thing. And
Did he give you any feedback?
since I couldn't remember he said, I remember Superior Meats. He said, didn't we do one? And of course he was talking about the first one and three-phase power. I said, yeah, but now he's got no room for the jerky and the this and da-da-da-da. And he goes, oh, well, and then I couldn't remember the name of the gal who was handling it, and I wanted to just say it so that he would call her and figure out what was going on. But he gave me his card, so I can call him back. So maybe when that thing hits the mail, I'll send him an email or something and say, please, extra attention, Mr. Becker. And
Yeah, and from our conference call, they said that they could expedite the process since we had such a hang-up the first time without the funding being available. And so I'm going to actually drive it there.
Mm-hmm. Oh, that's right.
I'm going to meet with them and talk to them
Okay.
and kind of go over it with them. I have requested some pictures from Jerry
Mm-hmm.
and Kathy up there to try to paint a better picture for them to understand what kind of
And did you already pick out a
capacity he
date?
has.
Because I could tell them what date you're coming.
You know, I have a call into them, so I'm trying
Oh,
to see
okay.
what fits with them. within the next 2 weeks.
Okay.
So I want to get it done before March,
Okay.
so that they can get the permits and stuff and be ready to break ground as soon as possible. I guess, a little more about it. So with the payments from the CDBG and the revolving loan fund, the total amount that's gonna be coming back into the county, into the revolving loan fund would be $278,164.53 just from this project. So that would be with us approving both of the loans, and then with the CDBG approval, that would all come back in and be money that we could re-lend out to the community. And the turnaround on that, the biggest one for the CDBG would be 15 years, and then for the other two, it would be 10. And if, you know, I was talking to Jerry today, and the state inspector was there, and he said that he's gonna write a letter of support for the project as well. Right now, they're about 10 head over capacity for that, but there's just nowhere else to put them in the cooler, you know. So he's gonna write a letter of support trying to push that through, saying, you know, we definitely need this expanded cooler space and freezer space for the finished product. And I think that will have a big impact.
You said some of the other loans have been paid off, so we've got the money available, so.
Yeah.
What loans have been paid off?
It was Verde Creek Trucking
Oh.
that we did last year,
Right.
and then also the Tricon Timber
Oh.
was paid off.
So what's the balance? You know?
I don't know off the top of my head.
Okay, that's all right. We got plenty to cover it plus?
Yes, it'll be tight afterwards. It was leaving 150,000 in the fund for our, you know, operating costs and just general overhead. I believe that there was gonna be 30,000 left to loan out. We had some interest in those funds, but I haven't gotten any follow-ups with those people. Nobody has brought their business plans back in or anything, and so, you know, with this solid project, I would like to see that
Sure.
turn around and.
And so, our earlier conversation, all of Jerry's loans will be paid off, and that will guarantee us the first on
Right,
this loan.
right. So, right now, the tools and equipment comes to $271,000 for collateral, and that was for the, CDBG and the initial 79,900. And so by doing this other 95,921, that pays off his existing debt, and the first collateral position on that will be his actual building. So obviously it's well.
And that will be loaned up.
Yeah, yeah, and you know, we could probably even just put that as collateral on all of it and probably cover it, but we'll just have first position on those three things.
Cool.
I'd make a motion then to approve the additional CDBG loans that Superior needs.
I would second that motion.
Okay, motion and second. Any questions or discussion? Before you vote, Jim?
I think it's a very good project.
I do too.
Right.
It's gonna help a lot. And Jerry's, he's the last guy I'd worry about.
Oh, yeah.
Yep.
Most
And
definitely.
coworker's son, I believe, works there, and I know that they're putting in the 50 and more. I mean, he's putting in a lot of overtime, so,
Oh, okay.
yeah.
They've always been very busy.
All right.
We'd like to see them continue in this growth.
Yep.
Right.
All right, well then, all in favor of the motion, say aye.
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 Aye. Any opposed? Seeing none?
So what's happening with Donnie's? Is he gonna start on his shop
I-
for building?
I
Or
actually
what's going
was just-
on there?
I actually was just talking with Dwayne about that. You know, I'm not really sure. Last I had talked to him about it, he was having concrete delivered, and I see that hasn't been done yet either. And so I know that he's been pretty busy still, even through this winter. He's been picking up a lot of jobs. He is current on all of his payments, so I haven't really pushed the issue. But I will talk to him and see where his progress is and what he's got lined up. I don't know if he's maybe waiting for more of the forms or what he's got.
So everybody is doing well on payments, there's no one really,
Yep, nobody is Nobody is behind, so we're doing very well. And right now we have, I believe, with the payoff, I think we have 8 in our loan package right now.
8?
8, yeah.
Did we ever have any luck with that one outfit that we were trying to get money out of?
No, I believe they just took them off the books. That was kind of before Kevin left, and we just took them off the books. And I believe that it was the statute of limitations issue that we couldn't get it.
Was that the one we talked about, a lien on the property?
Yeah.
Yeah, RAM.
Ram, yeah.
Yeah, because they pay their taxes still, they just never ever paid any more on that.
Yeah, and
A couple
no,
times with Sharon, you know, give them addresses and information to.
right, and yeah, there was never any return correspondence since I've been with the extension that.
Just for future memory, what is the statute of limitations regarding the financials like that? What's the, is it 5 years or
I
7?
don't know. And what was this business? It's called RAM?
It was called RAM, and you know, I'm not really familiar with it because it was before.
It was
I came in.
making underground boxes for tunnels,
Oh,
electrical boxes that are waterproof, foolproof. They were doing a good job.
and a lot of times you can extend that, like if there's a statute of limitations, like with a refiling, you know, to just, because that,
Well,
I mean, you
Yeah,
know.
we were, they still have a piece of property here, just out past the town pump, and we were kinda eyeballing that.
And they owe
That
us
might-
money?
Might
Yeah.
either spur them along, or we would have a piece of property that we
Right.
could call Mineral County.
So who told you about the statute of limitations where it was null and void
Yeah.
in pursuit?
Thought about that
That
fuel
was
thing.
something that was
Yeah.
taken care of with
Pretty
Kevin.
good spot.
Oh,
Yeah, good.
Yeah, I
So
might
we
be able to
just-
find
we
something
just
upstairs and
removed
on
it off of
file
the
so I
books
can
and
take a
it's-
look.
Access to railroad.
Been in the
Oh, is it?
bottom drawer, not.
Yeah.
Yeah, enough to do. Stay away from the bottom drawer.
I think it was something like 20 grand, wasn't it? Somewhere like that.
I think it was more like 35.
35, okay.
So what did they put up for collateral? Did they put their
Before my
property
time.
up?
They had all
Yeah,
their
I
equipment
before.
that they used. They were housed out there where New is and his machine shop. And they had a lot of equipment, but it floated too. It left.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Wasn't very good collateral.
yeah.
And I know that when I first started, we kind of worked with Marcia on it a little bit, so
Okay,
you
so
may
there
have
must be
some
something
files
there.
up
Yeah,
there.
that's-
I have
they can
very
take a look.
limited information at my office, and so Sharon had said that it was brought over here, and then,
We must have something up there. I can try to do some digging.
yeah.
And then just remind me too.
Okay.
Or Emily and say, okay, remind me next week about it. I should just remind myself, but I do better when other people remind me.
Haven't seen her.
She disappeared?
You know where
I think she's in Boone's office.
Okay.
Sorry.
All right, thank you so much.
Yes, thank you.
All right.
Yes, all in all, I think it's been a very successful loan program.
I do too.
Yeah,
It's
yeah.
been, done a lot for this county,
Yeah.
I
Yes.
think.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'd like to
We've
see
had not had that many failures.
No.
No,
I
I
think,
remember
I
Kevin
think
saying
like
that
three
too.
Yeah, I
three
think so.
defaults or something.
The water was one,
The
Snow
water,
line.
Crazy.
a
Bee or
dollar
cra-
store or
yeah.
something.
dollar store,
And
yeah,
then the RAM.
yeah.
What was the first one you said? The water?
The Snow Line water up there at the Borgia,
Oh,
Bottled water and things.
oh.
super product, but just couldn't get into the market. You don't compete with Pepsi on water.
Yeah.